And welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to episode number 12 of Late Night Q&A with ZodWriter featuring Sweet Sonia G. Good evening to you, Sweet Sonia G. How are you?
I'm cool. It's been a long week. I'm just kind of exhausted from work and stuff because work has been like super busy. And today was good though. I was just in the zone and just doing my thing. But yeah, I thought it was gonna rain because we had like an overcast like for the first half of the day, and then I come out like at lunchtime and it's like hot. The sun's out. I'm happy for the sun because that's my natural vitamin D. That's where I get my natural vitamin D from. But yeah, it was warm. It went from like 90 something degrees to 107. So it was hot in the afternoon. I was hoping we would get rain, but there's some parts of Arizona where it's thunderstorming now, but we're not getting it here in the Phoenix metropolitan area. It would be nice though. But yeah, I'm good.
Well, that's good.
How are you?
I'm glad that you're good. I'm doing good. I've been having a pretty busy week too. It's been interesting, but it's been a good week. It's been a busy week and a good week, and I'm glad tomorrow is Friday.
Oh, who are you
It's
telling?
it's good to be, but it's good to be here. As always, as I said earlier, we are on episode 12 of this show. So I think that that's something cool, and I think that that's something to be really happy and to be thankful about. I'm so glad that we're able to do this show together. So I'm glad you're here, and as usual, we always have such great people who come in the chat and join us for these shows. So that's really nice too. And I highlighted this comment because Igor left this comment earlier today. He said, "Have a great stream, guys. Hit that like button for Brother Zod." Thank you, Igor. You are awesome. It's always appreciated. It was nice to see you make an appearance on a live stream. So thank you very much for appearing on the ZodWriter show this Tuesday. That was so nice of you to stop by, to grace us with your presence, my brother. It was nice to see you. You are awesome. And Katsuka says, "Pow pow." And Katsuka says, "It was spicy out there today." Okay. Well, I can't argue with that. It's super hot out here where I am too. And I pretty much stayed indoors and did what I had to do since I work from home. And I didn't really go out too much today. I didn't even go out to get the mail today because I was like, nah, I'm gonna just stay in and chill today. I had a lot going on, so it was very productive. So I wasn't I didn't mind. I was pretty happy with how today turned out. And Lucas Ironside says, hello, Lucas. Good to see you. Yeah, this is a again, this is always kind of the highlight of the week for me since we started doing the show because it's Thursday night. And Thursday leads to Friday. So it was kind of a good day to it's kind of a good night to do the show, I mean, wow.
Yeah. Is Igor still in the chat or did he just come in
No,
and
no,
leave?
no. He came in earlier. That's why I pinned his
Oh, okay.
because he came in earlier, and I think that's that was one of the things he couldn't be here for whatever reason, and so he just came in and liked it, and I like when people do that. That makes me happy, showing us that kind of support. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, I was only asking because I wanted to compliment him on his hair because I saw him for the first time on your stream
yeah,
from Tuesday, and I really like his hair. It's so awesome. And I
yeah.
wanted
His
to
his hair
compliment
was
him on
very
his hair,
his
but
hair is awesome.
yeah, I love it. And Katsuka, what state are you in? Where are you located?
Yeah, Katsuka, where you at where it's spicy out? Tell us where you are. Comment in the chat. He says, "Have you guys ever tried that birthday cake Mountain Dew? It's so good." Katsuka, I haven't tried the birthday cake
I thought
uh,
that was
Mountain Dew.
the bang.
I tried the Bang. The Bang is what I have in my fridge because everybody was talking about the Bang stuff. So I bought the Bang, but I like it a little bit too much, so I don't think I'm going to buy it again. It's one of those things where I feel like I could get addicted to it, and it has a really enticing a birthday cake flavor to it, where you drink it and you taste the frosting right straight away, and then as it's going down, you taste the cake part. I don't,
Oops,
I
sorry,
don't.
that was me.
Oh,
My phone.
that's okay. You sound great today, by the way.
I actually turned the volume up on my mic, so
Oh, that's
it was
probably all you needed to do.
it was low. It was low, so it was like less than half up. So I turned it up a bit more. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, whatever you did, it worked. So no complaints here. There's no echoing or anything. So that's really nice. So that's cool. Yep. But I didn't know Mountain Dew made a birthday cake one though.
I didn't know either. I thought maybe Katsuka got mixed up with that.
I'll have to
It's
try.
a birthday cake thing.
I'll have to try it though. If they've got a birthday cake one, I'll have to try it because again, I really like the Bang one, but like I said, I don't think I'm going to buy it anymore because I've still got a bunch of them in the fridge, and I think I don't know, Sonia, have you done this where like when you drink an energy drink like that, like that kind of thing, do you usually drink an energy drink like that and then drink water on top of it?
Oh, always have a bottle of water or something every morning when I go into work. I mean, I'll have an energy drink like every other day or so. I used to be really bad with energy drinks and have like one or two a day, but I'm down to like one every other day. I'm sorry. The Monsters is what I like, but yeah, I keep a big glass of ice water next to my energy drink. So I'll drink some of the energy drink and then I'll sip on my water. I don't just straight drink the energy drink the whole time. So yeah, I like to kind of mix it up.
Yeah, I've come to understand that when you drink the energy drink, as long as you drink water, either while you're drinking it or after you're drinking it, it's good because it filters through your system a lot better, and you don't have that, you don't have that craziness. And I don't even think it dilutes it really. It just helps it filter through your kidneys a lot easier.
Exactly.
So that's what I've been doing. Like I'll drink an energy drink and then I'll drink like a bottle of water. So I think that's really the best way to go with that. And Katsuka says Igor is dope. Yeah, he most definitely is. I was just so shocked that he came on, that he actually got on camera. I was like, this is amazing. These are people that like Rush and Koopy Malik. These are people that you never see get on camera for streams. That's how I know, it's like we're doing something right with these kinds of streams, because it's like people that never get on camera are actually getting on camera and feeling confident enough to get on and share themselves with us. And I am so appreciative of that. I think that's amazing. I think that's great. I just love seeing that because it just goes to show how much people actually appreciate, this kind of stuff. And it makes it all worth it coming on here and doing all these kinds of things. And like I said, I couldn't be happier since, me and Sonia started doing this show, because we do this show twice a week and it's like the perfect balance. We do the first show on Monday when the week is just getting started. And then as everything is winding down on Thursday night, the perfect time, if you ask me, to do a live stream, and we do this, and so that's awesome. It's like the perfect setup. And Katsuka says that he's from North Carolina.
Oh, so how's your weather? Is it like really warm there, Katsuka? And what is he saying about Mountain Dew?
And Katsuka says Mountain Dew only hands it out if you're lucky and on your birthday. Oh, okay.
What?
So it's not something that you can actually buy outright yet. Okay.
Well, I'm all Googling it. I'm trying to see where I can find it.
That all explains it, because that goes to show you that it probably is amazing. So Katsuka, was it your birthday recently? Is that what it was? Because you just said I got super lucky. Was it your birthday? Because I've never had the best Mountain Dew that I like, the energy drink. I like the Mountain Dew Amp energy drink. To me, it kind of tastes like a lemon lime Starburst converted into liquid, and I love it. It tastes amazing, and that's what I like to drink. That's my favorite go-to energy drink. and then I try from time to time try different stuff, the different Red Bulls, the Monsters, those types of things. But yeah, the birthday cake, the only birthday cake I got is the Bang one, and I think that's pretty good. But I just can't see myself buying it consistently because I think I'll drink it too much. Rush, what's up, Rush? Rush says, "What's up, Zod and Sonia? Good to see you,
Hey,
Rush. Rush is another one. He came on this past Tuesday on the ZodWriter show. It was great to see you, Rush. You had a lot of great thoughts. I can't thank you enough for stopping by on the show. That was awesome. Again, these kinds of shows, that's how they work. They work with the participation. Without you guys, these shows wouldn't exist. So that's just the actual factuals of the situation.
That's not me, guys.
No, that's my phone. That's my phone. Let's see. Dirk Diggler says, "Greetings and salutations, guys." What's up, Dirk? What's going on? And KP says, "Sup all."
Hello, KP.
And Katsuka says, "Oh yeah, it's hot as F." Okay, well, we get it. That's all you really have to say.
We have a lot of moisture right now for it being Arizona, but this is our monsoon season. So even if the sun is out and it's not cloudy, we still have a lot of moisture in the air. So yeah, it gets muggy and hot.
Yeah, it gets muggy and hot, and if that's for sure, I mean, what can you do? But that's what it's summertime, so a lot of the places all over the place are experiencing the warm weather, and I'm feeling it too. So I totally understand you guys. Let's see here. Katsuka says, "Yeah, it's my birthday." Well, if it's your birthday, happy birthday, Katsuka.
Happy birthday.
You were like, "Happy birthday." Okay, so that kind of
No, I was reading Rush's comment. Oh, Rush, by the way, I've been working with my cards, so I'll be ready for you really soon here with the reading. So anyway, Katsuka says, "I'm calling you, Zod." She's haunting you.
He's not a she.
I'm sorry, Katsuka. I don't know why I keep wanting to call him a her. I do deeply apologize. I am so sorry.
Yeah, I know.
Mister,
you keep doing it though. It's hilarious. You keep doing it like almost every show. Rush says, "It's always great talking to you, Zod." Rush, I totally appreciate it, man. You are awesome. This is what I'm talking about. I mean, we always have so much fun, and we get so many different characters, different people from all walks of life coming in here on these shows and speaking their truth, saying what they want to say. It's a beautiful thing. I love it. I love the sense of community. It's really nice. And Katsuka says, "I'm calling you, Zod." No, it wasn't you calling me, but I just texted the person, "I'm doing a show right now and I'll give you a call back later." And Rush says, "And we will have another panel show, and we will have another panel show soon." Yeah, there'll be another panel show soon. Definitely, we will open up the panel and do a panel show another night. Not tonight, but we'll definitely do one again in the near future. Koopy Malik says, "Hello, all panel and chat." Hey, Koopy, how you doing?
Hey, Koopy.
Console Fanboy says hi. Hey, what's up, Console Fanboy? Good to see you. Always a pleasure seeing you, man. Seen you in a few other different chats. Thank you for stopping by. And Rush says hello, Koopy Malik. And Marcus Cruz says, "Zod, do you watch what now?" Okay, hold on a minute. It looks like that kind of got ahead of itself.
It says crime. Didn't it say crime jujutsu or something like that?
Anime jujitsu.
Oh,
Jujutsu
anime.
Kaisen
Okay.
and
The voice
Attack
is
on
so
Titan.
small.
I did watch a little bit of. I have not watched any of the Jujutsu anime yet, but I have seen a bit of Attack on Titan. I think Attack on Titan is cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, I've heard a lot of great things too about Attack on Titan, and I'm hoping to finish it at some point. But I haven't really got the time to devote to it right now. So I can honestly say I haven't seen much of it, but I do like it what I've seen of it. And Rush says happy birthday, Ketsuka. Koopy Malik says greetings, bro. And Marcus Cruz says, I recommend it. It's one of the greatest modern anime of all time. Both are better than Dragon Ball. And well, that's not saying much because I'm not really a big Dragon Ball fan. So I'm happy to, I'm happy to watch anything when somebody says it's better than Dragon Ball because I'm not a Dragon Ball fan. What about you, Sonia? Have you watched Attack on Titan?
No, I have not.
Okay.
Nope.
Okay. I think it's on Netflix. If I'm not mistaken, the episodes I watched, I think I watched on Netflix. I don't know. I might be confusing Netflix with Crunchyroll though, because sometimes I'll watch a lot of anime on Crunchyroll, but I have been watching a lot of anime on Netflix lately. So, and Katsuka says, thanks, Rushman. And Katsuka is laughing. And Marcus Cruz says, happy birthday, bar. Okay, happy birthday, bar. Okay, all right. Well, I assume. And console fanboy says, what's up? Where's Zohar? I have no idea. I haven't seen Zohar today. Koopy Malik says, happy birthday to Katsuka. Yeah. Best wishes to you, Katsuka, on your birthday. That's awesome that you got a special birthday cake drink from Mountain Dew. That's really cool. I don't know. Rush says cannot further reading. Bro. Dirk Diggler says I went to a palm reader today, but she told me that she couldn't do a reading because my palms were too hairy. Well, that's not cool.
That's crazy. I never heard of that.
That's
I know
actually kind of
nothing
crazy.
about.
I've never heard of that either. That's pretty.
I know
funny.
nothing about palm reading, but yeah, that's strange.
Wow. Katsuka says, thanks, Marcus and Koopy Malik. I appreciate it. I'm old as hell. Okay. Oh, Rush is saying cannot wait for the reading.
Wait for the reading. Yeah.
Okay, he's talking about you. So
yeah.
Yeah. Because I don't know nothing about that. That's not something that I have any interest in. So that's cool. I mean, hey, Koopy Malik says, Katsuka, you tell me about it. I'm 46 this year. How time has passed. Okay. And Lucas Ironside says, just stop by to say hello. I have to go to work. Have a great stream. Thank you, Lucas. Always awesome when people stop by, take a moment out of their busy evening to, drop us a like and say hello. So that's cool. Thank you so much. Marcus Cruz says, Dragon Ball is getting tiring and repetitive, and at this point it has become generic. Well, that's because a little known fact, Marcus, about Dragon Ball was not supposed to go on for as long as it has. Dragon Ball was supposed to have a beginning, a middle, and an end, just like Fist of the North Star. And what ended up happening, because Dragon Ball was so popular, they didn't want to stop Dragon Ball, and they kept influencing the manga writers and the anime creators to continue putting pressure on them to continue making more Dragon Ball. So what ended up happening is now the brand gets diluted because you keep extending it beyond what it was meant to be. So if you allow the creators to tell the story they want to tell, and then at some point you just reboot and do something else, that would be the best way to go. But the fact is the reason it's continued on for so long is because it's just been so profitable, and they don't want to let it go because it's a cash cow. that continues to print money for no matter how long it goes on. And that's one of the main reasons why I really, really appreciate Fist of the North Star, because the creators of Fist of the North Star were adamant after the way the anime ended that they were not going to keep it going and keep the manga going indefinitely. The manga has been completed. It has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and it's glorious and beautiful and wonderful, and I wouldn't have it any other way. And I got to tell you, it's like if Dragon Ball to me could have been brilliant if they would have allowed the creators to do what they wanted to do and give it a beginning, a middle, and an end. And I feel the same way about One Piece fans, because One Piece has been going on for eons, and that thing will probably never end. That thing will all probably be dead and gone, and the One Piece manga will continue on for generations of, the original manga artist is going to like continue to pass it down through their family with their kids, like the next generation and all that. So I kind of feel like Dragon Ball is, it got diluted a long time ago. Did you ever get into Dragon Ball, Sonia?
No, my son grew up on Dragon Ball. That was my son's show. That wasn't my
there's
thing.
There's a lot of people I know that grew up on Dragon Ball that absolutely love Dragon Ball today. Grown men that love Dragon Ball like the way I love Fist of the North Star. So it's I can kind of see, I can understand it. But the fact that, like I said, the fact that it just keeps going endlessly, I think is the problem. You got to have an ending so that people can stop and reflect on it and enjoy it. Be like, God, that was a great story, and they can go back to it and reread it or rewatch it. So I don't know. I'm happy with franchises that are not afraid to end their run. I mean, at some point you got to have an ending. And Console Fanboy says, you're one of my favorite streamers. Well, thank you, Console Fanboy. I definitely appreciate it. And Console Fanboy wants to know, is Zohar banned? I said, no, Zohar's not banned. Zohar is allowed to come and voice his opinion in the chat as long as he's respectful and doesn't troll people. He's always welcome in the chat.
Yeah, I see. He couldn't let things go on your show on Tuesday. Every comment had my name in it. I'm like, Zohar's in love with Sonia.
Well, I've started to,
Anyway.
I kind of started to feel that way a little bit too. And I figure maybe he is, but if he's in love with you, that's something he has to talk to you about. Katsuka says, I felt like yesterday I was just 20. Then bam, my back hurts all the time. I think, yeah, that's the way it goes, man. That's the way it goes. Yeah. Kupi Malik is laughing at Katsuka. Katsuka's full of jokes today. I think it's amazing. Katsuka, you're a pretty funny dude, man. Honestly, you are. And he laughing my ass off. It's not fair. Yeah, I agree with you. It's really not fair. It's really not fair. Oh my God. What a show. What a show. This is fun. This is really fun, guys. I'm over here really enjoying it. And again, it's Thursday night. So what's not to like about it? Tomorrow's Friday, people. Yeah. Oh, goodness. Goodness. And my good friend, Hugo. What's up, Hugo Allen Stevens? He says, hi, Joseph. Saw you were live. Thought I'd drop by before I sleep. Good to see you, man. How you been? I hope all's going well with you. The young Gary Oldman. I hope you're doing peachy, man. Staying safe and accomplishing all your goals in life, man. I really hope that hope you're doing well, And Katsuka says it's called Kupi Malik says Katsuka, it's called being old. And Console Fanboy says, Zohar is my friend. He told me he's banned. His chats are not going through. I don't know. I didn't ban him, so I don't. If he's banned, he had to have gotten banned by one of the moderators because I didn't ban him. So I don't know. I have no idea. Marcus Cruz says, Zod, do you also watch Stranger Things? Sorry for the questions. Oh, man. Don't be afraid to ask us questions. That's what we're here for. This is a Q&A. You can ask me and Sonia whatever you want, as long as you're respectful and you're not trolling or being mean to people. You're fine. So you can ask us whatever. And no, you know what? I do watch Stranger Things. I had watched the first season because Sonia told me to watch it, and I like it, but I'm not invested enough to, keep watching it because I've got too many other things to do. Stranger Things is one of those shows where I've got so much that I watch, so many things that I'm into, that it's hard to find time to go back to it. And I do want to go back to it because I do like it. But Sonia, you're a big fan of that show, aren't you?
I love Stranger Things, and when I watched both seasons 1 and 2, I watched them straight through pretty much. Yeah, yeah, it's a really good show. I really like it. But yeah.
And Katsuka says, hope it's not like the beach in Old. I don't want to age that quick. I still haven't seen that movie, Old. I'm looking forward to seeing it. I'm waiting for it to come on Vio.
Yeah, because it's only showing at the theaters right now.
Yeah, there's another movie with Matt Damon that's coming out that's allegedly only in theaters only that my mother wants to see. And I told her, when you get these movies that are in theaters only, and my parents aren't comfortable enough. My parents are older and they're not comfortable enough going back to the movie theaters just yet, especially because the virus has things on the rise in my state of Illinois, and we're back to having to wear masks everywhere we go, and they're even telling us to wear masks indoors now. So all I know is that, with everything spiking, plus we got Lollapalooza happening this weekend. So that's going to be a big super spreader event. So it's kind of like one of those things where it's like you just start to get your confidence up and start to think, okay, everything is starting to get more normal and people are starting to go out and do more things. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, nope, got to put your mask back on. Things are spiking and things are going crazy again. And it's just like, oh, great.
So that's what they're doing in Illinois now. Are you guys, is the whole state?
The whole
like
because
you're wearing a mask?
Yeah, because the numbers are going back up again, are really high. We were down to like a 0.5%. It was very, very low. So we were getting to the point where we were almost like full on open. You could go to bars, clubs, you can go anywhere you wanted, and you didn't have to wear masks or anything. But now things are getting really bad again. So now everywhere you go, you walk outside, you got to have a mask on. They tell you you should wear a mask when you're indoors. So I could just imagine going to a movie theater and having to sit in a movie theater wearing a mask for 2.5 hours. No, thank you. No, thanks.
Well, Arizona ain't having it. Our governor was like, he don't care what the CDC says or what the White House says or what WHO says. He's not going to allow closures or mandate masks. So I love my governor. He's a Republican governor, so it's mostly Republican states that ain't falling for that shit. But anyway.
And Kupi Malik says, Katsuka, oh, hell no, I don't either. And Katsuka is laughing. And Katsuka says, I haven't seen Dragon Ball Z since Super. My boy Goku skated on top of that Kai blast and blasted that chick with a Kamehameha. Okay, Kamehameha. And Marcus Cruz says, I'm glad that Attack on Titan manga ended. Yeah, I'm glad Attack on Titan has a beginning, a middle, and an end. And as much as I didn't like how Death Note turned out, I'm glad Death Note had a beginning, a middle, and an end too, and didn't go endless. That's what I'm saying. I always respect animes and mangas that are, that actually have a story to tell and they follow through with that story. and they don't cave into pressure from the studios and the publishers to keep it going. Because make no mistake, if it's something that's making money and is continuing to print money on a regular basis, these publishers and studios are going to want you to make more of it, regardless of how convoluted it makes the initial story that they set up. And Console Fanboy wants to know why no camera tonight. It's just a chill night. I'd say, at least for myself, I'm kind of happy not to be on camera. It's a nice chill evening. What about you, Sonia? Sonia? Oh,
I'm here. Sorry. I was
muted yourself again. Yeah, you muted yourself.
Yeah, I do apologize. I keep, because like where I'm sitting, the little controller thing is like right near my leg, and I either like keep moving it or touching it by accident. Just like the lightest touch will
it's a very sensitive.
Yeah, okay. And what were you saying about the camera? Why we aren't on camera?
Yeah, I just say it's a nice chill night tonight.
I'm not to be on camera tonight.
Yeah, it's just one of those nights. I'm cool.
That's why I'm not
with it. It's just one of those nights. And anyway. Ryan says, "Love Dragon Ball." Yeah, hello? Dragon Ball's cool. Yes,
I can't hear you.
That's on your end, Sonia.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Something just happened. How weird.
What happened?
What's that? Hello?
Are you still there? Hello?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, I couldn't hear you for some reason. Or hear you. I mean, it's only you.
Stop messing with the controls on your.
I'm not. I'm not.
There's several buttons on the headset, and if there's one button in particular, if you hit it, you're not going to hear nothing. There's one button that will knock the sound off. Then there's another button that will mute you. Yeah, there's another button that will mute you, and then there's a button to raise the volume and to lower the volume. So those 4 buttons are very sensitive. So you just got to be careful what button you touch. And Rel McMillan, what's up, man? He said, I was obsessed with Dragon Ball growing up. I know a lot of people were obsessed with Dragon Ball growing up. And I don't have any, anything negative to say about those Dragon Ball fans, because I'm just as obsessed with Fist of the North Star as they are Dragon Ball. So I understand. Katsuka said, I grew up with Dragon Ball. Weirdly enough, I still have a poster up in my room. Oh, that's awesome. Hey man, I wanted at one point, there was this art book for Fist of the North Star I really wanted to buy that had all this like amazing like poster art and clip art from the animes and the mangas, but it's so expensive. It's almost $300. It's a hardcover book, but it's almost $300, and I could never bring myself to buy it because it's so expensive. It's like a coffee table kind of book, and it would be great to have. And if I ever become rich, it's one of the first things I'm going to buy. Because I'm like I would love to have that book. You got a beautiful like cover, and it's just an amazing looking book. I've seen lots of pictures of it online. I've seen it on eBay. I'd love to get it, but it's just so expensive. That kind of stuff is rough. And Console Fanboy says, I love Zohar so much. He's so funny. Why is he banned? He's not banned, not that I know of. I don't know if he's banned or not. If he is,
no. So I'm gonna tell you this: Zohar is not banned, but I reported him as harassing me. So any place that I'm logged in, he cannot come in and chat. So no matter whose channel I'm on, if Zohar tries to join, he won't be able to chat because I have a report out on him. The minute I be able to come into the chat, so I don't want to deal with his bullshit anymore. So I reported him as harassment. As harassing me. That's why you guys will see.
That answers the question. Then there you go. So there you go, Console Fanboy. You got your answer. I don't know. I didn't know. That was news to me. So I don't know. Koopy Malik says long-term anime series tend to lose their mojo gradually over time, like One Piece. And don't get me started about Detective Conan. Yeah, I never got into Detective Conan, and like I said, I never got into One Piece either. One Piece is kind of a little bit too much. I remember a long time ago, I was dating this woman, and she was really, really into One Piece. One Piece was her thing, and all she ever wanted to do was hang out and talk about One Piece. And I would just be like, but I'm not interested in One Piece. I don't care about One Piece. Like, I couldn't have a conversation with her because all she ever wanted to do was talk about One Piece. We'd go out to dinner and she'd bring up One Piece for real. And I wouldn't have anything to say. And she'd be like, but you don't understand. This happened, this happened, this happened. And she'd go into these deep dissertations about what happened in One Piece. And she could go on and on and on for the whole evening and just want to talk about that. It'd be like, can you just like eat some food and shut up about One Piece? Oh God, I couldn't imagine, like. And then I had another girlfriend who she was into Naruto. And I didn't mind so much that she loved Naruto. And I even sat down and watched Naruto with her because she was so hot and I was so attracted to her. Now, if she started talking to me about One Piece, I wouldn't have cared because I was really into her. I was really physically attracted to her. So it wouldn't have mattered to me if she was talking to me about One Piece or if she was talking to me about zoo animals or whatever she was talking to me about. I would have been interested because she was just amazing. I mean, so I didn't have any problem. But with the other girl, it was like a total turnoff. I had gotten to the point where I just couldn't take it anymore. Like, we would be having random conversations and she would just bring up One Piece out of the blue. Like what was happening in One Piece was happening in her family, like a part of her everyday life and stuff. That I don't know. Marcus Cruz says, also, Naruto manga ended, but now we have stupid Boruto. Well, again, the thing is, I do have some nostalgic memories for Naruto just because of the girl that I dated who was into Naruto. That, I sometimes I miss. So like if I see something new that's Naruto, like, or whatever online or whatever, I might just click on it and check it out just because I do have positive memories of the time that I was with this chick. And, that kind of thing, that kind of thing sticks out in your mind every once in a while when you have someone in your life who actually meant something to you during that time. And it's amazing. You can associate so many different things with people, different animes, mangas, movies. It's really amazing how the brain works with association with certain types of things, like a TV show that you love or, anything. And it's all because of memories or positive reinforcement kind of a thing. So, and Keely Chow says, hey, everybody. Hey, Keely, how you doing? Good to see you. Mm-hmm. And once again, Zod is severely behind in the chat, although not by much, by about a little over 10 minutes. Keely Chow says, what's going on? Not too much, man. We're just having a nice chill chat here, trying to get through the stream with no drama. So far, so good. Koopy Malik says, Marcus, I agree, bro. Seems not that interesting, but they did it anyway. Exactly. They did it anyway. I just don't, I don't know. And that was the thing. I really wasn't into Naruto, but then there were other animes that, I was into that she was open to watching as well, which was cool. Like, it's always nice when it's kind of like a give and take where you can get somebody into something that you're into, and then you'll watch something that they want. Where it's like with like the other girl, it was all One Piece all the time. So I couldn't, so it wasn't like I could get her into anything else. Because even if we were watching something else, she would like throw in a One Piece reference. Like I'm supposed to know what she was talking about. And I'd be like,
That's too funny.
what are you talking about? Oh, well, there was this one time, almost like the band camp chick in the American Pie movies, that one time at band camp. This is how she would be. That one time on One Piece when such and such, and I'd be like, no, I don't know. I have no interest in this, and I'm not gonna start watching it. At one point, I actually felt like doing like a crash course on it, like taking some effort to actually go and like maybe read about it on Wikipedia or do something like that so that I could like, at least get the gist of what's going on. But I honestly didn't care enough. I was just like, nah, I don't want to. I don't want to get into this. I don't care about this. I just wasn't into it. Marcus Cruz says Jiu-Jitsu and Attack on Titan are better. I'm not surprised. Katsuka says, I feel like when people call Zod by his real name, he's getting into trouble. Well, that's kind of how I feel. See, actually, my middle name is Joseph, but I like to go by Joseph. My first name is actually Lee. So when I was getting in trouble, when I'd get in trouble when I was a kid, it would always be my mother, Lee Joseph, and it would be
too funny.
There'd be so much authority behind it that it would just be jarring. It'd be like, oh my God, what did I do? What did I do now? But I like everybody to call me Joseph. That's why I go by Joseph.
Yeah, my mom always called me by my first and middle name. I didn't even have to be in trouble,
Oh my God!
My middle name is Marie, so she would call me Sonja Marie.
Yeah. I can totally see that, But yeah, most everybody calls me Joseph, with the exception of Sonia, who calls me Joey. Okay. And then I have a few friends that I grew up, a few female friends that I grew up with that like to call me Lily. And then I have people in my family that sometimes they'll call me Joseph because I like to be called Joseph, and other times they'll call me Lee. So it's kind of a give and take depending on the individual, but that's kind of that situation. So yeah, I mean sometimes it is a case of when somebody calls me by my name that I'm getting in trouble. It really is kind of funny. Hugo says, I'm grand. Thanks, Zod. Seeing the Suicide Squad with both of my brothers and my pregnant future sister-in-law.
The way he said it.
I know. That was such a cool line. Like, my pregnant future sister-in-law. I love that.
Are we having a boy or girl?
Yeah. Can you elaborate a little more, Hugo? Gutted about the Green Knight's UK cinema release getting pulled like Wrath of Man. Oh God, I'm sorry, man. My condolences on that, because I'm really looking forward to the Green Knight. I can't wait till that comes out. I want to see it, but I probably won't see it in the theater. I'll probably end up seeing it when it comes on video on demand. And Console Fanboy says, yeah, Zohar called me. He said he's banned. Katsuka, can you unban him? Hugo says, but oh well, going to see where things go with my cinema trips this coming month. Yeah, I don't know about the cinema. I mean, I'm really, especially with the way things are in my home state. I think if I lived, like in Arizona where Sonia lives, or I lived in a less restrictive state, I probably would. I probably might go to the cinema, but I don't know. I'm like, I don't really, to me, it's kind of like, if you got to go to a movie theater and you got to wear your mask, I think that's ridiculous. That's not going to be comfortable at all, because you can only breathe in your own carbon monoxide for so long. It's like, no, we're cool. No, I don't know. And Kupi Malik says Jiu-Jitsu is fire. It can be hilarious, and it still has the horror theme. That's cool. That's really cool. And Hugo says, I adore Stranger Things. 11 and Hopper are my favorite characters, but there's so much I still need to catch up on. I think my friend and I left it on season 3 for the time being, since he has Netflix. That's good to have a friend that has Netflix. Everybody and their mother knows somebody that has Netflix if they don't have Netflix.
Right quick, Katsuka, I don't think you're going to be able to do anything to allow Zohar in the chat because it's from my personal YouTube account where I reported him. So anywhere that I'm signed in, he's not going to be able to comment or follow me. So as long as I'm on Zod's stream, he's not going to be able to come in here. So there's really not much you can do.
And Marcus says, I love jujitsu and Stranger Things. They are unique. Okay, cool. Yeah, Stranger Things is a unique show, and it does have a lot of those 1980s, E.T. kind of vibes, Stand By Me, that kind of stuff. It has a lot of the 80s teen kind of, the vibe of that. So, yeah, it's really cool. It's really cool to see that kind of stuff. Katsuka says, if I see him, I will unban him if I can. Yeah, but like Sonia said, you really probably won't be able to, at least not on for this particular stream.
Not while I'm signed on. Anywhere I'm signed on, he cannot comment or follow me. So
it's almost like
it's my personal account.
Right, it's almost like a virtual restraining order, basically.
So wherever I go, I can be signed on to anybody's stream. If Zohar tries to come in there and chat, he's not going to be able to.
And Kupi Malik says, agree, we need more shows like that. And Katsuka says, yeah, in North Carolina, we are kind of going back on the defensive. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's getting like that again, where it's just starting to prop up again for whatever reason. I don't know. So, you just gotta go with the flow and just wait and see what happens. They caught the piece of S who shot up my local theater here in Corona, Cali. Well, that's good. Anytime somebody does something like that, it's good that they're caught. Wow. Well, yeah, well, that's good. I'm glad. Holy cow. Integrity says, last time I wore a mask was about 15 years ago at an insulation job.
Now, that makes a lot of sense because basically these masks they're making everybody wear, they don't even work. There's no scientific evidence that they even work. It's crazy. Everybody's just breathing in the fibers that they're made out of. And they're harming themselves. Yeah,
right. You're breathing in the fibers and you're breathing in your own carbon monoxide, basically.
And your own toxins that are being released from your nose and your mouth. And it's embedded into the mask. And you keep wearing that mask all day long. And so you're just breathing that shit right back into your system. So, I mean, that's how a lot of people.
And you can get sick from that, too.
A lot of people are getting sinus infections and stuff like that from wearing a mask. There's a 4-year-old kid, and they didn't talk about it in the mainstream media either, but it was a 4-year-old kid who was having to wear a mask to school, and yeah, he almost died just from wearing a mask every day to school because he got a really bad bacterial infection.
What it is that I think, like in a lot of these cases, you got to have a bunch of them with you so that you can, like, after a while, switch them out and wear different ones, because you keep wearing the same one all day. It's just, that's another thing. You got to have like a bunch of them disposable where you're wearing them. Well, they're all technically disposable, but you could if you have like a package of them. I know somebody who works in an area where they have to have a mask on at all times, not just because of this, but because of other things, kind of like what Integrity was talking about. And they say that when they wear the mask, they literally keep like a bunch of them in their pocket pack, so that when they, if one starts to get a little bit whatever, they take that one off and then they just put another one on.
It's common sense, all common sense.
Yes.
But what irks me when about masks though. When you see people driving in their cars by themselves, they're wearing a mask, or you see people riding on their bike down the street wearing a mask, or walking in the hot sun wearing a mask. There are no other people around. What are you wearing a mask for? It's
No,
just
but
the
what's
dumbest
even
thing.
funnier, is when they were telling people to wear masks in their own house.
Oh yeah, well
Like,
they're doing that
I'm
now.
gonna sit in my own house and wear a mask. Are you
That was
crazy?
California. I know California was big on that. They're starting it up again,
Oh
where they're having to
no!
wear a mask
Oh God!
indoors. Never that. And
No!
Nevada's the same way now. There, you have to wear a mask indoors.
Oh wow! Well, I mean, if you go into, I could see if you go into like a restaurant or a grocery store or whatever. But I'm saying they actually want you to wear the mask in your own house. Like you're sitting in your own house wearing a mask. Nah.
Yeah, that was Governor Newsom in California.
That's not happening. That's
right.
There's no, and number one, there's no way that they would ever be able to enforce anything like that.
That's like, why I hate big government. They're always in your personal business. Anyway, let me shut up.
Marcus Cruz says, for any Dragon Ball fans here, I'm sorry, but the anime became generic. I'm sorry. The only reason I'm still watching is because of the fights. Well, I kind of feel like with that, the fights can only be so good. At some point, Marcus, you're going to get to a point where you've seen all the different types of fights you can see, and then what are you going to do? You're going to be fought out, basically. And Hugo says, I wear a mask in the screening room, but the way I get around it is bringing a drink and maybe some food with me. That way I can keep the mask off for a while and only put it on when I take a break.
You're a smart man, Hugo.
or finish while I watch my film. Yeah, that's a good idea. And that's the other thing too. When you go see a movie, most of the time you're going to have some sort of concession with you, unless you're like my friend who never likes to eat anything when he goes into a movie theater. He wants to be completely focused on the movie. He's literally repulsed at the idea of eating food while watching a movie in the theater, which I think is weird, but Katsuka says, oh yeah, Marcus, I agree. And Koopy Malik says, no worries, Marcus. Most of us watch Dragon Ball Z because of the fights. And I almost went to that theater, Edwards Crossing and Cajalco, Corona, the day of the tragedy on Monday. Glad I ended up just staying home. Sucks for the young people who lost their lives. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I heard about that. That's so sad.
That's absolutely horrible. I don't, and the sad part about those kinds of things, about the saddest part about those movie theater type shootings is they always happen because they're soft targets. A crazy person can go in there and they got all these open people, and it's just so easy to kill the most innocent people, because that's what the goal is when somebody does that kind of thing. The goal is to kill as many people as possible. So they want to go to places that are highly populated where they're able to do the most damage. And it's the saddest, most horrible thing. I'm glad you weren't there. I mean, my God, that's horrible. Marcus Cruz says, yeah, the best fight was Gogeta versus Broly in Dragon Ball Super Broly. I actually, being a non-Dragon Ball fan, a non-Dragon Ball person, who just has casually seen some Dragon Ball from time to time, I actually watched the Super Broly movie, and I didn't mind it. I liked the animation, and I liked the fights. I can't tell you what happened. I can't tell you word one about the story, but I thought the fights were pretty cool. I mean, that's just, I actually had thought about at one point buying a PS4 game called Dragon Ball Fighters. I actually thought about getting it on PS4 because the fights, the video game looked cool just from a fighting game perspective. but I didn't because I'm not really a Dragon Ball fan, so I didn't.
I think the characters are cute though, but yeah,
that's the problem though, Sonja. The characters are all cutesy and they're doing all this epic fighting, and it's just kind of it's not realistic. It's like seeing two Cabbage Patch dolls doing all this crazy fighting, and you're supposed to be into it, and it's just like I don't get it. What am I supposed to be excited about? But some of the fights in that Broly movie, I'm not gonna lie, were pretty cool. They had some pretty cool fights, but I don't know. It's just one of those things. And Katsuka says, we all know we watch Dragon Ball Z because of the engaging drama and developed characters. No, I can't say that I ever did. I'll say this, you watch the fights and it's kind of cool. There's a reason why there's a lot of YouTubers that use like the Dragon Ball fights, whenever people give them super chats because of the appeal of like the awesome, overblown, super epic fights that you see on Dragon Ball. And Katsuka says Zod and Sonja argue like a married couple.
Look at Katsuka making stuff up.
God, I hope not. Rel McMillan says Sonja button mashing. I don't know, maybe Sonja.
What does that mean? I don't know. Button mashing. What's that?
Like if you're playing video games or something.
No, why? Does it sound like it? I have my laptop sitting in front of me, so.
And Azteca says in Major Payne's voice, sensitive. Okay. Oh. And Console Fanboy wants to know, can I come on the panel and chill with you guys? We're not doing an open panel tonight. We're just doing a basic Q&A tonight, but maybe some other time. We'll probably do another open panel sometime in the near future, but not tonight. I don't have the energy for an open panel. Sorry. Koopy Malik says, Katsuka, you watched The Rise of the Shield Hero yet? I'm waiting for the second season. Never heard of it.
Dang, y'all coming up with so many shows. Is that an anime? Koopy?
It sounds like it is. Marcus Cruz says, Zod Fist of the North Star is amazing. I hope they don't reboot it. I absolutely love it the way it is. It's beautiful. If they do decide to do another anime based off of it, I hope they do it based off of the whole manga. And I want them to go ahead and start from the beginning and tell the whole story, and especially highlight the parts of the manga that they never got to in the anime, because there's a lot of great stuff in the manga that they never animated. And in fact, they told bits and pieces of that later arc, but they didn't finish it. And I would love for them to, if they're gonna do a new anime, I'd love to see them cover the entire thing and kind of just do what they did recently with JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where they basically tell everything in that style. And that would be great. I wouldn't have a problem with that. I mean, I even love the revival movies that they did a few years back where they went back and took different arcs from the story and reanimated them. And it was actually a lot of fun. And I think that, so I think if they were going to do a new anime, which I wouldn't be surprised if they do one at some point, because now they're finally releasing the manga in the United States, as they should have a long time ago. It's finally getting the royal treatment that it deserves, and it's finally going to get released volume by volume. Volume 1 is out now for those that are interested in starting to read the manga. You can actually get the manga, the first volume in its entirety, and it's a beautiful volume.
Yes,
I absolutely love it. It's one of my prized possessions, man. I keep saying I hope I live long enough to see all the volumes released, and then when I die, I want to be buried with them all.
You are crazy.
Because they're fantastic.
I'm so enjoying the first volume. It's so awesome. I'm almost done with it. When is volume 2 coming out? Anyway.
And Console Fanboy says that's pretty lame. He was a fun guy. Rel McMillan says Zohar got the yeet. And Katsuka says, I haven't seen that yet, Koopy Malik. Where can I watch that? The Rise of the Shield Hero? I don't know. Yeah, you're gonna have to tell us, Koopy. Is that on Netflix? Koopy Malik says, Katsuka, look up Goganime on Google. It's there, dude. Cool. Have to look it up. Definitely have to look that up.
Katsuka is crazy.
Oh, Katsuka's a lot of fun. I have to admit.
I love Katsuka.
Note to self: Zod loves One Piece. I swear that was one of the reasons why it didn't work out with me and that other woman. I'm guaranteeing you that. That's right now. That one of the because it didn't work out was mainly it didn't work out because of One Piece. But there were other reasons. But to me, One Piece was the primary reason. I really, I couldn't stand it. I hated it. And she used to wear One Piece t-shirts. Okay. All right.
Who is One Piece anyway? Let me Google this dude.
Katsuka says, sweet thanks, Koopy Malik. Graphic Vandalism. What's up, Johnny Alpha?
Hi, Johnny. I hope you're well. I hope you had a good day. Didn't work too hard.
And Castle Fanboy says, I'm really into you, Zod. I wanted to talk to you live, my love. Well, maybe some other time, bro. Katsuka says, any new movies you guys have watched?
I haven't been watching any movies.
The last new thing I watched was the Masters of the Universe on Netflix. I watched all 5 of those episodes. And I really liked it. I don't know. It's getting a lot of flack, but I liked it. I thought it was pretty good.
Oh, yeah. I watched that too. But Katsuka was asking about movies.
Yeah, no, I haven't. I haven't watched anything.
I told you I tried to watch that one on Netflix that I don't know if it was Japanese, Korean, whatever it was. That was a crazy movie. I couldn't get into it. It's too graphic. Anyway.
And Console Fanboy says, I think you're so sexy, Zod. I would kneel before you. He. That's funny. Koopy Malik says, hello, Johnny. Yes, everybody loves Johnny. And Katsuka's laughing at Console Fanboy. And Katsuka says, kneel before Zod. And Console Fanboy says, I'm so into him, I can't take it. If he would just let me in the panel, I know he would fall in love with me too. Oh, that's so hilarious. Oh, that is so funny. No, I would, but again, we're not doing live panel stuff tonight. We're just not, guys.
Console is up to something. He's going to be Zohar's voice. That's why he wants to get on the panel so bad.
We're not even
not going there.
We're not even on camera today. So, today's not the day to ask us to do live panel stuff because we're not even on camera. Katsuka says, we are getting to know Zod. Yeah, you guys are getting to know us both. And that's a cool thing. I mean, hey, this is so much fun. And Katsuka says, Console Fanboy, are you being sneaky? He. Everybody's got jokes tonight. And Integrity 101 wants to know if Console Fanboy is Zohar. And Graphic Vandalism says MFKZ is a newer anime movie that rules. Promore is really cool too from Studio Trigger. Awesome. Yeah, MFKZ was an anime that Johnny had gotten a digital copy of, and he gave me a digital copy. And I got a chance to check it out, and I can say honestly, it's pretty awesome. It's pretty. What's
it about, Joey?
I don't know.
Okay, never mind. We'll go.
It's hard to explain. Integrity 101. Integrity Koopy Malik says looks like it, and Console Fanboy says no, and Katsuka says that's what I was thinking, and Console Fanboy says I'm in love with Zod and want to speak with him. Why? Is that bad? I just hope he's single. Graphic what anime? What anime is that? That's the what was the anime? That's MFKZ. That's a cool anime. It was released. God, what was it released like last year or like maybe I think maybe like 2019 it might have been released. It's like what was the other one? Johnny, have you seen Bird Boy?
What? Bird Boy? Y'all be coming up with some movies though.
Yeah,
It's like,
it was an anime, and it was made. It originated, I think, in Mexico, and it was pretty good. It was just about like it was just a real dark and depressing anime about these birds, and it was just really like about this like bird and like this little rabbit girl, and
oh,
it was
it's called Bird Boy: The Forgotten Children.
yeah, yeah, it was weird.
I'm looking at the trailer. It's so cute. I don't know what it's about though. I just see a
Hey,
cute little birdie.
and Katsuka says, "Who am I to stand in the way of true love? Let it ride, Zod." No, guys, we can't, not today. And we've been going for over an hour already. So I don't, I'm not really looking to do that. We'll have to do that some other time. We've had a relatively drama free stream, and I kind of would like to keep it that way. And what happens is, unfortunately, when you start have opening up live panels in the middle of the show, particularly this type of show, that's when you start to get drama. So I'm not really. I think it's cool to just keep it a low key, chill stream tonight.
Y'all can save that for Tuesdays. Mondays and Thursdays is off limits. As long as I'm on this show. Anyway.
And and Integrity 101 said, I never said it was bad. I just asked. And Aztec says, whoa, console dude being simp. And console fanboy saying, thank you, cat. He. And Azteca is laughing. And Rich is saying free Zohar. And Katsuka says, I'm curious now. And console fanboy says, Zod, please let me talk to you live. Pretty pleased with Cookie Dough on top. I love you. Well, I love all of you. I think you guys are all great, and I'm glad you're here. Marcus Cruz says, Shang-Chi third act leaked. Marvel, why did they let it leak? I don't know why Marvel would let that leak. I don't know why any studio lets any movie stuff leak, to be honest with you. They need to run tighter sets so that things don't leak. Look at all the stuff that's leaking for this Flash movie. For God's sake, it's like every day something new from that movie leaks. It's incredible. And Integrity says, I'm with you, Rich. And Katsuka says, I gotcha. And Marcus Cruz says, I watched Stranger Things for Millie Bobby Brown, to be honest, but I fell in love with all of the characters. Yeah, Stranger Things has a lot of really, really likable characters.
They're funny. They crack me up. Anyway.
And we got another funny comment here from Console Fanboy. He says, God, I love you so much, Zod. I want to rub your head with cookie dough so badly. Please talk to me live, please. That's hilarious. Katsuka's laughing. This is a lot of fun. You guys are cracking me up today. And Rich says, I just don't understand the concept of blocking people or telling on someone simply because they have a differing opinion.
No, Rich, it wasn't that. It didn't have nothing to do with opinions. He was targeting me. So that's why I reported him. So if you want to see Zohar, you can see him on Tuesday nights or any other stream that Zod has on his channel. I'm not going to put up with Zohar shit.
And Console Fanboy says, I love everything about you. I'm so bummed you're not on camera. And Koopy Malik says, Zod, still for the chat, hit the gas pedal. I'm trying to catch up with the chat. I'm about 10 or so minutes behind on the comments. You guys keep making a lot of comments here. Console Fanboy says, I waited all day to see you, and now there is no camera. I'm so bummed. And Katsuka says, Zod was catching up for a hot second. Yeah, I was trying to catch up. And Console Fanboy says, please make my night. Please let me come on. And says, Zod, I'm begging you, please let me talk to you. I promise it will be worth it because I'm worth it and so are you. And Azteca says, yo, there's a Stan in the chat. He's getting weird, bro. And Integrity 101 says, it's the public's fault for being so damn obedient. Excuse me. I'm trying to read here with the mask. It's absolutely retarded, period. They don't work, and 90% of the public wears them wrong anyways.
Exactly.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I've seen people that wear the masks and then don't even put them over their nose, and it's like that's not how you're supposed to wear it, dude. You're just covering your mouth. You're not doing anything.
and they still don't cover your entire mouth.
No, because what about your eyes? What about your eyes? Your eyes are open targets for stuff, right? So you could get it in your eyes. And you're not wearing a mask over your eyes.
And the masks are not like flat to your face. So there's still openings near your mouth on either side. So, if you take a look at that when people were wearing them, there's still like a gap between the mask and your face.
Oh, yeah. It's just like any mask. So you're right. It would have to literally close off. You would have to wear it over your eyes like a visor, and then it would have to be over your nose and over your mouth, and there would have to be, like Sonia was saying, no gaps.
Well, the N95 masks fit you perfectly.
Right. Now those
great. Cover everything. Those are like the ones
actually great. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what you see like the dentists wear or the surgeons. They wear those N95 masks, so it covers like everything.
Yeah, those are actually pretty awesome. Those are good, but those are also more expensive and harder to get than just your standard mask, because I see a lot of people now that actually have, turned them into an art form. I mean, there's girls that walk around that have less clothes on their body now than they do on their face. It's crazy. Right. They put all this work into the mask that they have on their face, and they barely got any clothes on. It's ridiculous. I'm like, wow. So it's all about covering your mouth, but as far as everything else, you don't care what we see. I don't know. It's just me. I guess I'm getting old too. Console Fanboy says, I'm sorry. I'm just so nervous. I don't know what to say. Emily, if he lets me on. Showcase says, hello, ZodWriter. Hello, SweetSonjaG.
Hello.
And Katsuka is laughing. And Koopy Malik says Zod got a stalker in the chat.
Koopy, that's not a stalker. That's Zohar himself. That's Zohar stalking Zod. Anyway, let's go on.
Sorry, guys. I'm just really into him. I just love him. Been too nervous to go in the chat. I worked up the courage tonight. Yikes. And Console is laughing at Koopy Malik. And Katsuka says, I hope Zod lets you on. And Katsuka says, if he catches up to the chat. Well, no, because by the time I catch up with the chat, it'll be time to wrap up the show. Dragon Ball Z took too long to come over, and by the time it did, it was mistranslated. Couldn't watch the terrible English version. Yeah, you know what? I've gotten to the point where I'll watch English dubs, but I tend to like the classic older English dubs. I'm not really into a lot of the newer English dubs that they do nowadays, but I will watch from time to time because I can watch a new dub and know within the first few minutes if I'm gonna enjoy it or not. Katsuka says, I like eating spicy foods at the theaters. And Graphic Vandalism says, I never eat at the movies either. Oh, okay. Well, then you'd get along with my good friend Russ. He's the same way, Johnny. He does not like to eat at the movies. He hates that stuff. Like once in a while, he might have like a drink or something with him. But for the most part, he does not like to eat when he's at the movies. It's just a distraction from the film, he says all the time. Just remember, I'm innocent in the stalking business. Koopy Malik, you're not a stalker. You're cool. And Katsuka says, hey, Johnny. And Graphic Vandalism says, hey, Katsuka. And Console Fanboy says, his bald head drives me nuts. Good thing he's not on camera. I can't take it. That's so funny. How have you been, dude? Oh my God, another shooting? Damn. Are you talking about the one that Azteca was talking about? The one in California? It's pretty sad, man. Integrity 101 says grocery store, Wawa beer store, gas station, out to eat, etc. Not only have I not worn a mask, I haven't even had one manager ask me to wear a mask. I don't wear a face diaper.
Fish diaper. That's what I call them too. That's so funny.
I don't kneel for anyone. Well, hey
That's
man,
right.
that's good for you. I'm glad that that's been working out for you, man. Graphic vandalism. My grandson spilled water on my drawings.
Oh, that sucks.
Now I need to redo it. Oh God, that's terrible. Katsuka's laughing at console fanboy, and graphic vandalism says I've been good, just reading a lot for my show tomorrow and just streaming. Johnny's been doing a lot of great stuff, a lot of bang up stuff. Shout out to the Pink Buzz. You guys are doing good stuff, man. You guys are really putting out a lot of good material. I for one appreciate it. I love hearing you guys talk about indie comics and soundtracks and older movies. They did a great show the other day where they talked about, for those that don't know, on Johnny's channel, Graphic Vandalism, they did a show where they talked about the John Boyega classic Attack the Block. And if you haven't seen that movie, that is a wonderful film. At one point, I was sitting there thinking, I wonder if we could get away with doing a live stream on the ZodWriter show where we actually do a watch party with that movie. I wonder if we could get away with showing that movie, because that's a really good movie. But it has a lot of good stuff in it. And Johnny and his cast really broke it down really, really well. Me too, Katsuka. I really wanted to tell Zod how much I love him. I hope he's single. Graphic Vandalism says, I can't wait to see your heroes. Yeah. Kupi Malik, man, you sound like you're a really talented artist too, my friend. He says, I'll send to you when it's ready, bro. Awesome. And Katsuka says, in Dexter's voice, I have failed you. And Showcast says, Dragon Ball Z was aimed for teens. The first one was aimed at kids. Yeah, the original Dragon Ball was aimed at children. And the Dragon Ball Z was supposed to be the natural progression as those children grew up and grew into teenagers. So that's how they continued the franchise, which ultimately was brilliant. But like I say, it just went on for too long. Showcase says Fist of the North Star has been rebooted several times. I only seen the original from Toei and the 90s series by TMS. What it was in the 80s, you have the original show that started in 1983, 84. And then in 1986, we got the movie, which was like a condensement of the different stuff. And then 87 was the final season of the TV show. So they basically and then you didn't get a reboot of any kind until the early 2000s. Well, the mid 2000s, when they did actually it was 2003 where they did New Fist of the North Star, which was its own story. It was like a limited OVA. It wasn't very good. It's by and large the worst of the Fist of the North Star stories that they put out in anime form. And then later on, you got the very specific arc movies, which was like 5 or 6 different stories based on various arcs throughout Fist of the North Star, with really good animation and really good stories. And it was really nice. They were very well done, and they still haven't been officially released on Blu-ray in the United States. It would be nice to see that happen. I got a bootleg Blu-ray set myself, and they're actually really nice. I do watch it a lot from time to time. If he only knew, I'll never have him if I can only talk to him for a few minutes. I'm so depressed tonight. I don't know what I would do tonight. I'm so sad. Okay. Where are we at now? Let's see here. Showcast says, or was it the 2000 series? Can't remember, but they always do new versions of classic anime. They do. They always do classic, revamps. That's for sure. And Graphic Vandalism says, I will be buried with my Dorohedoro collection. One Piece is the devil. I agree. Johnny, I think One Piece is the devil. I really do. I have no interest in getting into that. And Integrity 101 says, console fanboy, I think you are Zohar. Kitsuka says, she liked Naruto too. The girl that I was dating at the time that was into One Piece was not a Naruto fan. Her life revolved around One Piece. Totally. So I don't know. You ever known anybody like that, Sonia, who was so obsessed with a particular show or anime or whatever that's all they ever wanted to talk about?
My sister was like that with The Walking Dead, and that's when I hated The Walking Dead. I used to always talk about her and The Walking Dead. I used to tell her all the time, I don't see why you guys even watch those stupid zombie movies. But once they had put The Walking Dead on Netflix, and then I watched the first episode, I was hooked. And I was like, oh, I see why they love The Walking Dead so much. But yeah, I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead.
Oh, okay. So now you can have conversations with your sister as obsessive as she is about it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That didn't happen with me in One Piece. Like I said, I could not resign myself to love that series. It's just not something that I ever had any interest in whatsoever. One Piece, LOL, pirates. Exactly. What? I mean, come on. Why? What's so good about that?
I have to Google this One Piece.
Yeah, well, no, I'm good luck to you with that. I have no interest. Showcast says that was huge in the early 2000s with Naruto and Bleach. It's so funny because when you go on those anime websites, Showcast, that's what you would see. You would see Naruto, you'd see the dude from One Piece, and then you'd see the Bleach characters, and it would kind of be like and they would showcase that as if that was the most popular of anime. And Katsuka says their live streams are so fun. And Kupi Malik says, Sonia, anime I recommend are that time I got reincarnated as a slime. Overlord's pretty cool. I've seen some of Overlord.
Kupi. I'm sorry.
The rise of the Shield Hero, Psycho Pass, Paranoia, Agent, Hell Girl, and Steins Gate.
Kupi, can you inbox me on Twitter? Do you have my Twitter account? Let me know in the chat. I think I had gave that out to everybody in one of the past streams. But yeah, what I want you to do is connect with me on Twitter if you can.
And Graphic Vandalism says, no, I haven't seen Bird Boy, but MFKZ is based on a French comic that is now getting released by Happy Tank Comics in English. Awesome. And Graphic Vandalism says, I can co-sign for all of Kupi's recommendations to Sonia. Cool. And Hugo says, thanks for tonight, guys. I best rest up to hang out with Harley on the big screen after missing out on the previous two occasions. Well, only Suicide Squad Birds of Prey would have broken my heart more than it did on D. Only if Suicide Squad Birds of Prey would have broken my heart more than it did on DVD. All right, man. And Hugo says, ciao for now. Thanks for coming, Hugo. I really appreciate it. Great,
Yeah, have
great,
a good night and a great weekend.
great seeing you, man. Great seeing you as always. You're gonna have to jump on one of our streams one of these nights, man. It's always a pleasure having you on, bro. And Kupi Malik says, graphic vandalism. Have you ever watched Side Takai Student Council? That anime is hilarious. I've never watched Student Council. Have you, Sonia?
I never heard of it.
And Showcast says they're leaking Flash on purpose to get the hardcore fans excited, but it's not working the way they want it to because of the shadow of Snyder. And Movie Madness and Entertainment says, "Hey Zod and Sonia, nice to see you both." Marcus Cruz says, does Millie Bobby Brown have a boyfriend? I'm curious. I have no idea. I don't know. Do you know? Does Millie Bobby Brown have a boyfriend?
I don't know. What happened with the older guy she was messing with before? Didn't he get in trouble? Didn't we have this discussion before?
I thought
in
so.
one of our previous we did. The guy was older.
Earlier episodes, I think it was like episode 4 or something.
There are photos leaked and stuff like that. I don't know what's going on with that.
Yeah, you got a good memory for that. I don't remember. I remember us talking about it, but I was trying to remember back when. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was episode 4. I think.
Yeah, she was underage and he was much older, and yeah, I think he's gotten in trouble since then. I don't know.
And Showcase says, Gun Suicide Squad almost had no leaks at all, which means it's a film that they really believe in. Yeah, I kind of get that idea that either that or James Gunn just ran a tight ship and didn't allow any leaks. There could be that. There could be that as well. And Graphic Vandalism says, I haven't really needed to watch more comedy shows. I mostly watch horror and sci-fi and psych drama anime. And while there is so much anime, man, it's hard to keep up with the stuff I love. Yeah, there's a lot. There's a lot of stuff, man. I agree completely. And Showcast says your skin takes in air as well, technically, so it doesn't work. The mouth and nose take in oxygen directly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, talking about the masks. And Graphic Vandalism says, Marcus Cruz, I know she had a 20-year-old douche nugget that really blasted her like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, Johnny was in on that conversation we had because we were all discussing it. It was me, you, and Johnny talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And Kupi Malik says the story about a male student living in a very absurd world, and he is the only sane one. It's hilarious, dude. And Showcase says the old dubs had money behind it, and they appeared around the same period the original show was released. Now it's cheap and bad actors doing the voiceovers. Yeah, we get a lot of that now. We get a lot of the cheap modern dubs. That's why I think that's crazy. Integrity 101 thought, wow, I thought I'd get killed for the mask comment. I honestly can't believe people can't figure out masks are a breeding ground for bacteria. Prolonged use is terrible for lungs too. How convenient. Yeah, dude. Nobody, regardless of if you have to wear them, should really be a fan of them. Honestly, there's no reason to be a fan of having to have something obstructing your face and obstructing your breathing on a regular basis. No, thank you. So, no, Integrity. You're not going to find people in here that are going to be fans of that. If you're a fan of wearing a mask, if you're a fan of wearing a mask, maybe you're a superhero or something. Because I can't think of anybody I know that actually likes putting those things on their face.
Only the people. That's all I got to say about that.
And Showcase says, or some big Hollywood actor just phoning it in, which takes you out of watching the show. Yeah, that's another problem I hate with anime, where they do that. They'll get some big name to come in, and because they're a big name, they don't feel like they have to put in the kind of effort that a regular anime voice actor would. And that's sad, because then you lose out on a lot of the stuff about the character. That's one of my worries about Fist of the North Star, that eventually they'll decide to redub the anime series in English in its entirety, and they'll get some big name actor to voice Kenshiro. They'll get like although I don't know, Stephen Yeun from The Walking Dead has done some anime voice acting, and he's not too bad. I wouldn't mind if they had to cast, particularly listening to him on Invincible. If they cast him and they cast him to play to do the voice of Kenshiro for a modern English dub for Fist of the North Star, I don't know. It would depend on who they got, but they could do it. But I don't know if they would. I don't know. It's all up in the air, and it all depends on the studio. Vega, what's up, man? Vega says, "How is it going, my Chi-Town brother, Sweet Sonia? Hope all is well."
Hey, Vega.
It's great to see you in the chat, Vega. Man, we gotta hang out, do a stream again sometimes too, man. It'd be awesome. It's always great, man. I got you on one of my featured channels on my channel, Vega. I'm trying to promote you as much as possible, brother. That's a talented guy right there. Vega does it all, man. He does music, he does live streams. He's a great dude. He's a great dude. And Integrity 101 says, "Chill out, Zohar. I disagree with you being banned, especially since you've proven it's obviously 100% ineffective and totally useless. But you keep poking the bear, man. It's strange." And Showcase says the whole zombie movie renaissance was credited by experts to Capcom and Sega. Yeah, I mean, think about it. House of the Dead and all the various video games that came out over the years, arcade games and home console games that kept that genre alive. Mm-hmm. Integrity 101 says Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 is inevitable. It wouldn't be a live stream without Integrity 101 throwing that in there. Katsuko says, "Slide into Sonia's DMs, LOL." Okay. And because I remember reading some of the manga, then later the animes appeared. One Piece was insanely popular, but it was juvenile to me. Yeah, it is juvenile. And Showcase says Integrity 101, by the time it's released, everyone will be too old, including the fans. Well, what it's going to be with One Piece is it's just going to be a generational thing. It's just going to go from one generation to the next. Like the current manga writers are just going to die, and then you're going to get the sons and daughters of those manga writers, and it's just going to go on and so forth. It's just going to continue till the end of time. That's what they're going to do with One Piece. It just feels that way. They want to surpass the Guinness Book of World Records for longest manga anime known to humankind. I think that's exactly what they're going for. And Kupi Malik says, "Sonia, I have Twitter but rarely use it. I do have Instagram though." Marcus Cruz says, I just searched Millie Bobby Brown's new boyfriend is Bon Jovi's son, Jake Bon Jovi. Oh wow, really? That's funny. Did you know about that, Sonia?
No,
Millie
I did
Bobby
not.
Brown's new boyfriend is Bon Jovi's son, Jake Bon Jovi.
Oh, that's crazy.
How old is Jake Bon Jovi? Wow. I mean, my God, could you be any more stereotypical? Jake Bon Jovi, like, okay, cool. Like, all right.
But I think she's of age now. Isn't she like 18 now? 17 or 18? I think she's 18, so she's of age.
18, so she can do whatever she wants, whatever.
Exactly.
It's whatever now.
She can get her sugar daddy.
And Kupi Malik is giving you his Gmail, and he can give you he says give him your Twitter link or something.
Okay, I'll just connect with you on Instagram and I'll email you.
Okay. And Showcase says, had enough of of behind the scenes sagas, waiting if something is going to get made or not. Been through that with Babylon 5, waiting to see if they would renew each season to complete the story. Yeah, it's hard to say, but with One Piece, that's all it's going to be. It's just going to be a generational. It's just going to be a generational epic that's just going to go on and on and on. They're never going to stop it. They make too much money, and people keep reading it. That would terrify me, to get invested in a story knowing that I'm going to die before the story's completed. I wouldn't want to start reading the story. I wouldn't want to bother. I'd be like, what's the point? I'm not going to live to see the end. So why do I care what happens? That's just the reality of it for me. There'd be no reason. See, something like that's literally going for like a generational milestone like that is just disgusting and ridiculous. Because when you finally get to the end, it's like, are the people, when you get to like the 12th or 13th generation that's been reading the manga or watching the anime, when you finally get to where the end finally is, are they going to even remember anything? Are they going to be like, oh, or are they going to have to go back and start at the beginning, and where it's going to literally take them 30 years to watch the whole thing? I don't know, man. KP says they gave gun freedom in the Suicide Squad only because they aimed at high Rotten Tomatoes score. Critics really like him. Showcast says never again. That's why I'm sitting back with the whole DC Snyder drama. WB unnecessarily created. And Integrity 101 says sheeple indeed. And Ketsuka 92 said Zod is almost near the end, by God. And Integrity 101 says, don't worry, the Snyderverse is continuing. Koopy Malik says HBO Max just gave the clown table the middle finger by accepting Michael B. Jordan's proposal for Val Zod. And Showcast says, I don't care either way. So I'm not worried. DC is bigger than Zach or John's. There was a DC before them, and there will be a DC after them. And Vega says, much love, Zod. Much love to you, Vega. And Integrity says, Flash, Aquaman, Wonder Woman 3, all at worst are at least loosely connected to the Snyderverse. Zach will do a couple years at Netflix while Discovery merger goes through. Give it time. Okay. And Showcast says, Johns, I can't stand because he's tried to turn DC into a one-man show, which is not what DC is about. Unlike Marvel, with Stan Lee getting credit for other people's work. And Integrity 101 says, Showcase, okay, I'm just saying. And Graphic Vandalism says Millie Bobby Brown is 16.
Oh, wow.
So
she's still underage.
We were both wrong.
Yes, we were.
And Showcase says, me too, Integrity 101. Vegas says, that thread today on Twitter from David Ayer was so heartfelt. Seeing Jay Hernandez chime in too was dope. Release the Ayer cut. Yeah, that's cool. I hope the Ayer cut eventually gets released. Katsuka says, I'm going to send weird things to Koopy Malik now. Oh my God. And Katsuka says, yeah, Millie is still underage. And Integrity 101 says, again, it'll all happen. DC on film in general will be straightforward. Out with time. It's also inevitable. Execs can't continuously screw up Bat Superman films without being fired or overruled. And Marcus Cruz says she's 17 now. Jake is 19. They still can't date. Till she's 18. She has to be 18 because Jake Bon Jovi can Bon Jovi his way to jail if something happens. I'm telling you. That's why I don't understand why why that's even anything. They shouldn't even be, if they're dating, they should be dating in secret. They shouldn't be telling anybody about it. That's
right.
Like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing, Jake? She's still underage, dude. Come on. Oh my God. Ridiculous. Showcase what happened with Ayer Vega. Showcase says, ZodWriter, I'm referring to the WB Snyder drama, not One Piece. Oddly enough, same company as B5 with its creator. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I was just on the One Piece thing. One Piece is going to be generational. Katsuka says, "Oh snap! I just checked. The age of consent in England is 16. Oh, so maybe they'll fly to England then." Sonia, is your Instagram SweetSonjaG? I've followed you. Just waiting for a confirmation.
Okay, yeah, that's me.
Integrity 101 says, no doubt the Air cut gets released. And Kupi Malik says, we will rejoice when it finally comes out. And Integrity 101 says, Elvis moved in Priscilla at 14. I mean, I'm sure that was just a friendship, right? Right? Oh, wait, that's ridiculous. And Showcase says, it's a double-edged sword with the Air cut. If the gun version hits big, there is no incentive for WB to release it. And Integrity 101 says, I'm with you, Kupi Malik. And Vega says, Showcase, he shared his life story pretty much and how his movies always have a real piece of his life. But the ones that were the most was Training Day, and his cut of Suicide Squad shared a lot of real. Still against the law in the States, so he can be arrested. That is absolutely true. He can be arrested. And I've seen it happen. I've seen it happen to people, and it's not a cool thing. People need to take that kind of thing serious. You cannot be dating the underage like that. You just can't do it in the United States. It's illegal. You're gonna get in trouble if something happens. I mean, Jake Bon Jovi is gonna be Bon Joviing his way to jail for real. Katsuka says we can't let Zod finish the chat. Everyone asks questions. Why?
Katsuka's a cheerleader.
Oh, thanks. Chat. What? Who? Katsuka? Oh, Miley deserves someone who will love her. She has been hated since she was 12. She was forced to delete all of her social media. Her Instagram is now ruined by her management. Yeah, oh, wow. She deserves somebody who will love her, but let her get to the age of consent first. Okay? Let her grow up a little bit. I mean, right. What I don't understand this rushing to get this girl, rushing to get this girl in a serious relationship, rushing to get this girl married. She's got a lot of life ahead of her. She's got a lot of stuff she's going to have to go through. She won't be the first star to, but what's going to happen? But like I said, it's one of those things. But again, do the rules not apply in Hollywood? Well, what can you say? Integrity 101 says these Hamada films are the last desperate Hail Mary by the remaining WB regime. Katsuka's laughing. Vega says hashtag Bon Jovi to jail. Yeah, that's right. Bon Jovi your ass to jail. That's what's going to happen for real. Dude is like 19. I mean, and he doesn't realize he's overage. Yeah, but she's not.
But he probably thinks he can get away with it because his dad is, popular and
his
rich.
Dad's John Bon Jovi, right? So he can do what he wants. And and Integrity brings up a good point here. How about Jimmy Page and his 13-year-old girlfriend? Free pass. Yeah.
What the fuck?
It doesn't work for celebrities and particularly musicians. There's kind of a double standard. So yeah, I see what you're saying.
Exactly.
I see what you're saying there, Integrity. Showcase said Zod about to reach the finish line in the chat. Everybody keeps talking about that. Yeah, we're doing that. I'm reading faster and going through the chats faster. What's going on, man? Tuda, he says, I hope we have a panel soon because there are some interesting stuff I would like to discuss. Some stuff with you bloggers are threatened by Snyder fans because against them they don't control the narrative. Yeah, we'll do, we'll do open panel again eventually, but just tonight wasn't the night. Me and Sonia both, just kind of wanted to have a chill stream tonight. And Katsuka says, you guys want to watch a weird video later? Search
Baba Booey.
Baba Booey. Okay. All right. And graphic vandalism, she says she's a kid. I still see her uh, as the bald child eating Egos. I think she should get through high school before love. I agree. I agree with you 100%. People don't realize how much time you have as an adult to experiment and have all the fun you want in relationships, with your sexuality, with all the various things that you get as an adult that you can have. So much fun, so much time. She should not be in a hurry to grow up. She will get there. There's no doubt about that. I mean, for real. I'm with Johnny on this. It really is, crazy how you get this rush to love, and you don't realize it until you're a little bit older, where you say, well, gee, maybe, that's one of the reasons why the divorce rate in the world is so high, because people, when they're young, they rush for that super, for that quick love thing, and then it fizzles out because they realize as time grows, and they realize they start to grow apart, and they realize that, hey, maybe we rushed into this a little bit too fast.
Right. I didn't even have a boyfriend in high school. I think my first boyfriend, I was like 19. And that wasn't even a real boyfriend. But like when I was in high school, I was into my grades and sports and stuff like that. So I really didn't have time to date any guys.
Yeah, in high school, I was more into, hanging out with my friends and doing things like that, and still into like nerdy stuff like collecting comic books and things like that.
Right.
And like and I had, so I didn't have my first real serious girlfriend until after I got out of high school either. Yeah. And that's when I got like a serious girlfriend. But by then it's like, yeah, once you hit 18 and you're over 18, then you start seeing those things. But it's like these kids, it's like there's no need to rush into something like that. And I do. And so I kind of feel bad when I hear about a young couple. They're just like, they're in their, they're in like their early 20s, or they just hit like 18, 19, and they're getting married. And I just shake my head and I'm like, oh boy, wow. Because you might be young and in love right now, but give this a few years. Give it a few years and you will start to see things, because at that age, you haven't had enough time to experience anything.
Exactly. There's so much more out there.
Anything. There's so much you want to experience, and you want to get that all out of your system before you actually settle down with somebody and be with somebody. Because if you get married too soon, you're gonna be tempted by all sorts of things, and that's not going to go very well. Because what's going to happen is what you have to realize is that we are creatures of the flesh. And unfortunately, that flesh is a crazy, crazy thing, and that will get to you, and you will succumb to those other delights that exist, regardless of what your marital status may or may not be. So I kind of feel like unless you are in a relationship with somebody where you are madly in love, and you cannot think of ever being with another person, you better not settle down. Because this is a very, very different age that we're living in the age where people, back where it was like back in the day where people would, they would meet their sweetheart in middle school, and they would have that sweetheart for the rest of their lives. And they would be sweethearts through high school, and then they would get married and have a big family and live happily ever after and die together in a rocking chair. We don't live in that society anymore. So,
oh no, everybody's just out there wanting to have sex and stuff like that. They're not even trying to have relationships now. So that's what a lot of the young people are doing nowadays. They're not even getting involved in serious relationships.
It's all about just hookups.
Like friends with benefits and things like that. Even, older people like in their 30s and 40s, it's the same thing.
Because it's easier, because it's not. You know why, Sonia? Because there's no emotional commitment. You just have that. You have that physical need that gets taken care of, kind of like when you go to the salon to get your hair or your nails done, or if you're a man, you go and you get a haircut. It's just kind of something that you do. It just becomes it's just like another mechanical thing that just needs to get taken care of. It's not something that is that you're doing because you have this romantic attachment or you're in love with the person. You just you know, you just need the physical. You just need that physical element, and that's it. And so that's why so many people are doing it, because it's so much easier, and they don't have to have an actual commitment to somebody. Very casual.
And see, and that's not what I'm looking for. That's why I'm still single, because I'm not out there for those type of relationships. So I'm not ashamed to say I'm single and celibate. So I mean, when the right guy comes along, then anyway.
And if the critics fail, Rotten Tomatoes will become irrelevant and the fans will control the narrative. And Katsuka says, FBI, open up. Exactly. Great point. And Shoke says, when you read Hammer of the Gods book about Led Zeppelin, you can look at them. You can't look at them the same way again. Okay, cool. I'll have to check out Hammer of the Gods. Kupi Malik, age of consent depends on which country you live in. We cannot overimpose our standards on them. Yeah, that's true. It's different everywhere. Andrew Casali says, Zod, Spider-Man 2002 was huge back then. Loved it. And Snyder fans' base is very strong because they went corporate, something that scares studios and critics. It wasn't just Page, it was Plant as well, with their teenage groupie girlfriends. And the chosen one has come, Graphic Vandalism says. Yes, yes, the chosen one, Andrew Casali is indeed the chosen one. Katsuka says, Andrew, my fellow Toby fan. Andrew, have you seen any Spider-Man fan edits? And Toby says, yeah, man. And Andrew Casali says, Integrity 101 like what? And Integrity 101 says, there's a great 2-hour and 45-minute Spider-Man film that combines all 3 Raimi films. Integrity, I've seen that. That's pretty epic. That's actually pretty epic if you're a Spider-Man fan. Yeah, you'll have to check that out, Andrew. Andrew Casali says, really didn't see that. Showcase says, in Hollywood, child stars grow up too fast. That's the problem. Yep, that's true. Integrity 101, I love Toby. Spider-Man honestly reminds me a lot of Reeves' Superman films.
That is so crazy because both of those are my favorite. Toby is my favorite Spider-Man, and Reeves is my favorite Superman. But anyway,
you honestly almost say Keanu Reeves.
I know, that's why I caught myself.
That was so funny. I was like, wow, what Superman film did Keanu be?
Nah,
I want to see that. I want to see that.
I know that would be cool, huh?
I would not mind a Keanu Reeves Superman film, to be honest with you. That would be cool.
Christopher Reeve.
Oh, that would be so funny. Integrity 1 said, Integrity 101, I didn't see that. Okay. Spider-Man films, movies suck. All of them, in my opinion. None of them come close to the original comics. Integrity 101 says, yeah, do a quick search. Fan edits are so damn cool. I started making them myself. Do a search for your favorite franchise. Fan edits are super cool if they're done right. And Integrity 101, awesome, dude. I'll check it out. Andrew, links are usually on Reddit. And Andrew says, okay. And KP says, Far From Home is the worst, most annoying MCU movie I've ever seen. Lowest bar for Spider-Man movies. Showcase says, because that is a leftover of traditional life. That was the age people got married. In the modern era, society stopped that and invented the teenager term, where before teens were considered adults. And Katsuka says, I agree, KP. Showcase says, and had to work, etc. in the olden days. Yeah. Integrity 101, Andrew search Spider-Man Spectacular Edition if you're interested. Spider-Man 2002 and Spider-Man 2 are perfect films. He found it. And Frank C says,
great point.
He said great point, but I lost him because the chat jumped on me.
Oh, that sucks. I don't even see. I'm going back up. I don't even see his. That was weird. Oh, here it is. Go up. You have to go up a few. I found it.
Yeah, I found it too.
There we go.
And Integrity says there's many fan edits of Spider-Man 3. Also, yes, and Integrity, there was actually an officially released different version of Spider-Man 3. It was Spider-Man 3, the producer's cut. It's producers at it. It's actually officially released. It's available on Amazon. It's a different cut of Spider-Man 3 entirely. And it's not a fan edit. It's actually an official release. Integrity 101, wait, it shows the events of all three films happen at the same time. Showcase says, but that's saying a lot since the MCU are mostly garbage. Same story, different hero. Integrity, yes, you may love it. It's action-packed for sure. And Kupi Malik says, that's an interesting take there, although we can't say the traditional way of life is somehow outdated or somehow bad. And Vega says, great job, Sonia. And Integrity says, the Raimi trilogy is perfect already. Integrity says, okay, I'll shut up then, just saying. Showcase says, traditionally in America specifically, slavery was okay too. Says we can say it's outdated at Kupi Malik. And Ketsuka says, the world is a scary place. I just saw where the age of consent in Nigeria is 11. Bleach my eyes. Oh, wow. I didn't know that. That's crazy. Do you know about that, Sonia? Hello, Sonia?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you muted yourself again.
No, I don't know anything about that. Not at all. But I'm sure they have multiple wives too. I know those places in Africa or whatever.
Well, I mean, if the age of consent is 11,
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I think in some Middle Eastern countries have that age of consent too.
Superhero parody movie from 2007 was better than Far From Home. I don't disagree on that one, just not at all in general.
Johnny messing with me.
Keanu is the best Superman. Keanu is my favorite Superman. Everybody agrees with Sonia that Keanu Reeves is the best Superman. Everybody loves that. And Andrew Casali says, wait, no, I'm sorry, man. Talking to Integrity 101. Integrity 101 says, if Reeve is your favorite Superman, you'll love my fan edit. I'll make it available later in the year. It's a 4-hour epic. Yeah, I can't wait to see it, Integrity, either. I'm looking forward to your 4-hour epic. I mean, the fact of the matter is these fan edits are wonderful, and it's nice to see. I love seeing all these different takes. Like I wasn't a big fan of the Shazam movie, and then there was this fan editor that started working on a version of Shazam where he made the story a little darker. He made some edits. He made some changes. And I mean, he was talking about all these different things he was going to do. And then he got a bunch of fan backlash from people complaining, talking about, well, no, Shazam doesn't need to be darker. Shazam doesn't need to be like the Snyderverse. Shazam should just be what Shazam is, and all this other nonsense. So the fan editor stopped working on it. So we never got to see it. So I'm kind of sad about that because I really did want to see that fan edit. Andrew Casali says, cool. Andrew, all good. Don't apologize. Showcase says the TV version of Superman 2 was the definitive version as the deleted scenes got included. Yeah, the restored international cut was the version that they had on TV. I remember that one. Integrity 101 says, yeah, I made an extended cut of the Terminator, and I just finished a hybrid cut of T2. Took a couple days. Superman, though, I've been working on for 6 months. It's a bitch. And Kitsuka says, Sonia said I'm gonna head out. Huh?
What?
You didn't say you were gonna head out, did you?
Katsuka, you hearing things.
No, she didn't say she was gonna head out. She just muted herself by mistake.
What you drinking? What you smoking?
I thought he said he was drinking that birthday drink from Mountain Dew. Maybe that's what it is. The birthday cake, right?
Oh boy.
Integrity 101 says Showcast no because Jarrell scenes were included. Destroys the argument about Superman Reeves killing Zod, which he never did. Bleep and who cares? It wasn't part of the story anyway. We got the Jarrell scenes in that terrible Donner cut. Didn't add anything. Boop. Everybody say something crazy. I'm talking about the way it made on was already released. Graphic Vandalism says, "I wish they made that Nick Cage Superman movie. That shit would be that shit should be inevitable. Maybe it will be. Maybe at some point we will get something like that. Because once they figure out a way for us to cross over to different timelines, I mean, we'll be able to go into different timelines and watch different movies that were never released over here, that were never made. That's one thing that I would be excited to see. Different movies that were supposed to get made that we never got, but we can cross over to different timelines and actually see those movies in timelines where they actually did get made. That would be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Integrity 101 says the Donner cut was awesome. It's the same as Snyder versus Whedon. Showcase says Shazam fits the Snyderverse because it has that real world tone, like with Snyder and Ayer established. Aquaman didn't. It was a cartoon. Joke, that birthday drink got me tipsy. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know what Mountain Dew would put in it, especially it being an exclusive drink that you can only get on your birthday and only get if you're lucky. That's the funny. That's like the funny part, you know. Like, are you drinking that? Yeah, no, I can't. I'm like, because I'm like tempted to get out of one of those Bang birthday drinks, but I don't want to be doing that because if I drink one of those, I'll be up all night. Koopy Malik says, I think Reeves Superman did something worse than Death to Zod, just not on screen. Showcast says, Integrity 101 says, Showcast, the entire story was written around Jor-El over 2 films. So yeah, cutting him out was foolish. No, it wasn't. The fight in Metropolis was ruined, and it wasn't even Donner's version anyway, especially with the stupid turn back time ending. The only reason that the turn back time ending Showcast was always supposed to be at the end of Superman 2, because Superman 1 and 2 were always supposed to be one epic giant story. So the turn back the world part was supposed to be used for Superman 2, not Superman 1. It was tacked on to Superman 1 because they didn't know how to end Superman 1. So they decided to use the turn back the world ending in Superman 1, and Donner only used it in his cut of Superman 2 because he never got to film whatever ending it was that he had intended for Superman 2 after they used the turn back the world ending in Superman the movie. So that was the only reason. It was not because they wanted to do that. It was because they had no other choice. They didn't have any other ending. So that's what that was about. And KP says Sonya did the impossible successfully. Banned a ghost. Now that's funny. Oh my God. Katsuka says drinking that Henny. All right. And Showcase says, dude, I don't want to argue, but I just said I was working on a fan edit for 6 months now. Do you honestly believe I don't know every frame of that film? Come on now. Just because a ginger fat man got everyone riled up about the original cut of Superman 2, that they being WB pacified the fans and it was trash. Sorry, but the original is and always will be better. KP.
Oh my gosh. Showcase is yelling in the chat.
I'm talking about what's already out there. I never mentioned what you are doing, so don't take it personally, dude. And Integrity says, I'm not taking it personally. And W. Mir says, sorry, I missed the chat. Have you talked about Ayer's tweet? And Katsuka says, woo wee. Ayer cut is inevitable. Okay, and we are finally caught up with the chat. I finally read all of your comments, which is good, which took a lot of time. We are over the 2 hour mark. I don't know. I think this has been a really fun laid back show. What do you think, Sonia?
Yeah, it's been wonderful. Yeah, everybody's chill in a chill mood and no drama, no nothing.
Yeah, it's been a
So
relatively drama free chat. So, Showcast says, but you end up with two films with the same turn back the time ending. Yeah, because they couldn't film anything else. If they were able to go back and film something, I'm sure they would have. But at that point they couldn't. So they had to give us what they had, which was Donner giving us what he had. See, you have to remember the studio butchered Superman 2 much in the same way that they butchered Zack Snyder's Justice League, because Superman 2 was being filmed concurrently with Superman the movie. And when they decided to go a different way, which was basically just the Salkinds trying to save money by getting rid of Richard Donner and bringing in a cheaper guy, letting Richard Lester come in and basically do a Joss Whedon and take most of Donner's footage and do what he wanted with it. You can argue that he did some good things, he did some nice things, and it comes off as a more coherent movie because back then Donner had filmed the majority of Superman 2. So it's not like Richard Lester had to come in and do as much work as, say, what Joss Whedon had to do when he came in and basically repurposed everything from Justice League. So it was kind of a situation where Richard Lester had it easy. Richard Lester didn't have to bring in Gene Hackman or anybody really for reshoots or anything. All that stuff was already in the can because all that stuff was done by Richard Donner. Because remember, both of those movies were being shot concurrently. So when they got rid of Richard Donner, it was all about just bringing in somebody cheaper, letting somebody less expensive take over. And you know what it was also about? A lot of people don't realize this, Showcast, but a lot of it was about Marlon Brando. Marlon Brando was very, very expensive, and the Salkinds were notorious for not paying people and not making good on their contract arrangements. So this was one of the reasons why they had to replace the director. They had to replace Richard Donner, and they also had to replace Marlon Brando, which is why you have Susanna York, who came in and played the part of Superman's mother in Superman 2, because they didn't want to pay Marlon Brando for a second film, even though Richard Donner had already shot all the Marlon Brando footage, and the Marlon Brando footage should have been used in Superman 2. The fact was that the Salkinds still owed Marlon Brando money, and they weren't going to pay him, so they couldn't use him in the second film. So that's what it was. The whole turn back the world ending was simply just used out of necessity because they didn't have anything else, and Richard Donner did not want to use the super kiss that Richard Lester came up with for the ending in lieu of the turn back the world. He used turn back the world because of that. I think what would have been a cool novelty for them to use for the Donner cut of Superman 2, since they weren't able to finish it anyway, they had allegedly filmed an ending where the Kryptonian villains won and basically succeeded taking over the Earth. And I think they should have used that ending for the Donner cut, just simply because that would have been something different, and that would not have repeated the turn back the world thing. And it would have been something unique that Donner would have said, well, this is how I ended my version of Superman 2, since I wasn't able to come back and film anything. I wasn't able to, do a different ending. So I wish they would have did the evil Kryptonians take over the world. I think that would have been great. The ending was that basically they had succeeded in eliminating Christopher Reeve's Superman. They either killed him or made him or weakened or successfully weakened him, and then the villains became like basically gods over Earth. And the final scene is the villains standing victoriously in like superhero villainous poses over a shot of the Earth. That, instead of Christopher Reeve smiling and flying by the Earth, it would have been the evil Kryptonians, in a pose over the Earth. That's what the ending was going to be. That was like the evil ending that they had considered doing. But Richard Donner didn't want to end it on a downer, so that's why they didn't do that. But I think that that's what they should have did, just to make it a little bit more unique, so you could separate. You could totally separate it and be like, okay, this is completely different from Richard Lester's release, the theatrical release of Superman 2. But yeah, that's really the whole story behind that. It's quite fascinating. It's a lot of lore. And Graphic Vandalism says inevitable. Katsuka says no, I never. I think you're talking about me catching up with the chat. Yeah, well, bro, Superman 2 has a disclaimer at the beginning for a reason. It's Superman 2 as originally intended. Yeah, as originally intended, as best as they could do with the materials that they had. Because Richard Donner even said that if he had the chance to go back and shoot some other material, that he would have, because there were a lot of things that he still wanted to do with Superman 2 that he wasn't able to do, given what had happened. And Katsuka said never say, and Katsuka Kupi Malik says never say never, and Katsuka once again says never, and Integrity says turning back time in Superman 2 makes much more sense. Yeah, it actually does, which is a shame that they had to use it in Superman the movie. If they didn't have to use it in Superman the movie, it would have been brilliant for Superman 2. I completely agree. But because it was already used, that's why a lot of people take issue with it. Personally, I don't take issue with it because I understand the circumstances and I understand the reason why Richard Donner had to do that. But I understand also why people don't like it. And Katsuka says, I will not let Zod catch up with the chat. Okay. Shoke says, well,
That's
you're acting like you are. No one mentioned your edit, so I don't know why that was even mentioned. And Katsuka says, Joss Whedon is a trouser troll. And Graphic Vandalism Superman 2 still shits all over Superman Returns, in my opinion. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Showcase says, doesn't matter. You still have to watch Superman 1, as Donner's version continues that story, and it has the same ending. And Graphic Vandalism says, LOL, at Trouser Troll. That's classic, yes. An ending I hated, yes. And Integrity 101 says, he turns back time once Jor-El dies, and he's the man of the world. 2, to save everyone Zod killed, and 3, to restore monuments worldwide, and 4, to eliminate fear worldwide of Zod's takeover. And Integrity 101 says 5, to alleviate Lois's pain of the breakup. And Katsuka says, hey Zod, I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. And Katsuka says, I'm bloated. Oh yeah, well you probably shouldn't have drank all that birthday drink, bro. And Integrity 101 says they asked them to move to reverse the Earth ending to Superman 1. He says, yeah, I know about Brando. The same incident happened with the Salkinds Musketeer films, whereby shot 2 films back to back, paid the cast for 1 film, so they sued the Salkinds. Yeah, that's the thing. The Salkinds are notorious for not paying people. That's why you have that problem. And Graphic Vandalism says, okay, Zod, why did Grease 2 suck so bad? I don't know, Johnny. I absolutely love Grease 2. I think Grease 2 is amazing. I actually prefer, hot take, I prefer Grease 2 to Grease, because I grew up seeing Grease 2 on cable all the time. So I used to think that Grease 2 was Grease 2 was cool. I really liked it. So I don't know, man. I can't relate. I can't relate to that comment. Katsuka says, "Good, good. We got Zod talking about soups. Now let's get the chat backed up again."
Oh,
And yet they kind of repeated the same mistake. Katsuka, what offer might that be? Uh, Graphic Vandalism says the turn back time ending in Superman 2 was inevitable. I want to get a t-shirt that says inevitable. That's all the shirt's gonna say. It's just gonna say inevitable. That's so funny.
I'll keep that in mind, Joey.
I I can I came after him. I can offer him Marlon Brando in a secret in a scantily clad Catwoman suit. No thanks. Integrity 101 says, but yeah, gotta understand Donner is giving fans his version of what he intended for Superman 2. So what is needed now is a hybrid cut that works as a sequel to Superman 78. And Integrity 101, a digital man did Superman 2, the hybrid cut, and it is very, very good. It's a hybrid cut between the Lester version and the Donner version, and it is my preferred viewing cut when I watch when I want to watch Superman 2. Once again, another fan edit that rights the wrongs and solves the problems. Showcase says it would have been better than what we got, but then people would want a conclusion they couldn't deliver. Yeah, I agree. That's why we didn't get the villains take over the world. But the villains taking over the world would have been a definitive ending that you could say happened in another timeline. You could always just say that it happened in another part of the multiverse or whatever, that it was a different circumstance where the villains won and Superman lost, which is why I would have been very excited, to see something like that, because that would have been very different. Kazuka says, I'm not bloated and I'm dying over here, and Zod wants a cool rider. Oh yeah, I love that track. Cool Rider. And it had Michelle Pfeiffer in it. Who doesn't like Michelle Pfeiffer? I didn't even know Michelle Pfeiffer could sing. And you see her in that movie singing something else. Well, I got 3 different versions of my Superman epic, 2 different endings. They can easily fix the ending situation. Yeah, that's cool. Never liked Grease or its sequel. Somebody call 911. Katsuka's dying to hold his laugh. He says, I'm laughing so hard it hurts. I'm glad you're enjoying this chat so much. I'm glad you're spending it here with us. It's so much fun, And Showcase says, what did you think of the Fist of the North Star live action movie? I didn't have a problem with it. I actually, for what it was, I enjoyed it. And as a fan of Fist of the North Star, I had sympathy for the director, because the director didn't know a lot of. I'm actually hoping to one day interview the director on the Tony Randall. I'm hoping to one day interview him on the ZodWriter show about the Fist of the North Star live action movie, because he didn't know a lot. If you listen to the commentary track for that movie, he didn't know a lot about the source material. He only had the movie to go off of, and he only had a little bit of the manga, because the manga had never been officially released in its entirety in the United States. So he only had a little bit. He didn't have enough of the source material to go off of to make the kind of movie he wanted to make, if he had all the source material, which he talks about, and he regrets that there's a lot of things that he would have did differently had he known. And that's one of the things I loved about that commentary. And it made me love that movie even more, because it made me realize that, yes, this is a director who tried his best with what he knew and with what he had to work with. And that's what we have to understand about a lot of stuff. Like, if you only know so much about something, you can only go off of what you know. You can only go off of what you're aware of at the time that you're tasked with making a film or whatever. So it's one of those things. I really sympathize with him, because if you listen to the commentary, I mean, he breaks it all down, talks about what he knew, talks about what he had. It's really great, and it's on DVD. I think it's still available. You can find it but there is a great commentary track by the director, and hopefully someday I'll have him on ZodWriter show for an interview. I'd love to do it. I'm friends with him on Facebook, so maybe it'll happen. I don't know. Integrity 101 says, I watched AD Digital Man's hybrid cut. He is clearly more talented than me, but if I'm being honest, my version is better. I got 3 different versions. Okay, well, that's cool. And Showcase says, Donner, what did he say? Donner wasn't involved in the cut. It was mostly editors using his notes from what I read. Well, they had him involved. They had him on board with it, consulting, but he wasn't actually in the editing bay editing it himself, but he was on board with the entire project. And there was a guy named Michael Thau who was doing all the editing and putting it all together. And Thau had actually gone into the vaults and actually found the footage, the Marlon Brando footage, and all the stuff that they used for the Donner cut. And he even found the original screen test with Christopher Reeve and Margot Kidder that they used for the scene where Lois Lane shoots him. And they actually, they had to piece that together and use that for the film, because that was the only footage that they had. Donner had never had a chance to actually shoot that scene for the film, because he had already left the project before that scene could be shot. So there's a lot in there that if you really go into the lore and you really look at how that movie came about, you start to understand that the Superman 2, the Richard Donner cut, really is a miracle. It's a masterpiece in the fact that the fact that it even exists at all is incredible. Knowing the circumstances of what went on behind the scenes and all the difficult stuff. But if there's nothing else, Sonia, did you have anything, any last minute comments you wanted to make here?
No, not really. I just thank everyone for being in the chat. It's been pretty chill, pretty cool. Everybody's been getting along and no trolls. And I'm cool with that. So, yeah, it's been an awesome chat or stream.
Yeah, it has. It's been a nice, fun stream. And Sonia and I will be back here for episode 13 on Monday. Thank you again for everybody being here. I enjoy it so much. I think it's great, that you and I can come here on every Monday and Thursday and just have entertaining chats like this. It's great. It's fun, and I'm very happy. And so the last comment of the night is Johnny Alpha. We'll end with your comment. You say, speaking of Donner, the extended cut for Lethal Weapon is really badass. I gotta agree with you. So much there. I really like the director's cut of Lethal Weapon. And I hope, from what I heard, there were plans for Lethal Weapon 5 before Richard Donner died. They were planning to do that movie. And maybe they'll do it now as a tribute to Richard Donner, and maybe Mel Gibson will direct it. That's my prediction. I think if they actually were to come back for one last film, they would do it in his honor. So hopefully that happens. But on that note, I do want to thank everybody once again for coming. Please be here to join me and Sonia again on Monday. We'll be back for episode 13. I'll probably do ZodWriter live from the couch this weekend. I'm thinking about doing one. I don't know for sure if I will, but I'm thinking about maybe doing one on Saturday morning, like I've been doing the last couple weeks. So maybe I'll jump on and do that if I can find something interesting enough worth ranting about. But at this point, I think we're going to go ahead and end the stream. And so I hope everybody has a good night.
Have a good week. And everybody, tomorrow's Friday.
And have a good weekend. Yeah, Friday. Friday is here. Have a great one, guys.
Take care, everyone.